I've gone on over 30 cruises in just the last 2 years. So I cruise about once a month, and I've experienced just about everything you can see and do on a Royal Caribbean cruise. And the reality is, there are things that people do that I think are absolutely crazy. I mean, it's one thing to be ignorant, but it's quite another in this day and age of so much good information out there on the internet to make your life easier. People still make these mistakes. And I wanted to share with you things that I think people are absolutely doing they should not be doing, and I don't understand why they'd be doing it on a cruise in 2026. Really, this video is like an intervention for you if you're even considering doing one of these things. Maybe you're doing it out of ignorance, you have no idea about it, or you thought maybe it just is worth the risk. I'm here to tell you it's definitely not. Number one is cruising without travel insurance is absolutely crazy. When I first started cruising, I never bought travel insurance. And for a number of years, I still didn't buy travel insurance. Even when I did start buying it, I even went on here on YouTube and talked about, well, you can maybe consider buying it. But I'm here to tell you that you absolutely positively should buy travel insurance no matter what your risk factors are. The reason why travel insurance is so important is you don't know what could possibly happen. There are a lot of risks in travel, and I'm not just talking about you falling and breaking a leg or something like that. There are a lot of things that you have no control over. The weather, you losing your job, a death in the family, of course, breaking your leg, and other probably not going to happen to you scenarios, but they could. And if they do, my goodness, travel insurance is the best money you ever spent. Travel insurance is probably a lot cheaper than you'd think. Depending on how many people are going on your cruise, how short your cruise is, and a variety of other factors, you can expect to spend between $178 and $800 for comprehensive cruise insurance policies. Frankly, I think you'll pay probably much closer to like around $300 to $500 for your insurance policy, but there's a lot of factors involved. Nonetheless, I really think that it's important to get it for everybody out there just to cover you, just in case. The real value beyond obviously being medevaced or something absolutely horrific happening to you are a lot of little things. Like as an example, if your airline cancels your flight, they're not required to compensate you for things like lodging, meals, ground transportation, and other out-of-pocket costs, even when there are widespread disruptions. If your work situation were to change and you'd been able to go on a cruise, or there's a sickness or a death in the family, you'd be really out of your money because Royal Caribbean is not obliged to give you any refund for these kind of personal emergencies. To me, the safety net is worth it. It's not that much money in the grand scheme of your vacation cost, and I think it's an absolute must-buy for everybody out there. Number two, I think you're absolutely crazy if you fly in the same day as your cruise. Believe it or not, people still do this. If you go on Facebook long enough or Reddit, you will see someone who will say, hey, I'm thinking of booking a flight that comes in the morning of my cruise, and here's why it's not crazy, except it is crazy. Because that's like when you Google your medical question with the idea of trying to find someone to say, yes, you can do what you're about to do, even though you probably know you shouldn't be doing it. What you should be doing instead is flying in at least 1 or 2 days before your cruise to make sure that if there are any travel delays, it doesn't impact your ability to actually make the cruise. The real challenge here is if you go ahead and try to fly in the same day. I mean, if there are any kind of travel delays at all, it really could impact your ability to make the cruise. Moreover, it's going to be a long travel day. Like if you get up for that 6 a.m., 7 a.m. flight, yeah, you might make it into Miami on time, but you're going to be dog tired by the time you actually get to the airport, get to the airplane, fly, arrive, get to the cruise terminal, check in, get on board the ship. You'll be lucky if you're not taking at least a 4-hour nap at some point in that afternoon. That's going to ruin your sleep. Bottom line is, it's just not worth it. If you have work obligations or family obligations that are making it difficult to fly in the day beforehand, I mean, beg, borrow, and steal a way to make it work. Ask to work remotely, try to, swap obligations. I don't know what you need to do, but I'm telling you, you're crazy if you try to roll the dice on this. You're just asking for a lot of anxiety and playing with fire at the same time. I also think people are crazy who buy the drink package on board the ship. I mean, inevitably, I get on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, I go to a bar or a lounge to hang out, spend some time with friends or whatnot, and inevitably, I will see someone who goes to buy the drink package, and I will literally shake my head. I mean, I won't say anything because it's not my place to say anything, but that doesn't mean I don't shake my head thinking that I want to, shake them. Like, you spent so much money you didn't have to spend. Why? Back in the day, you could have made the argument, well, people didn't know there were sales ahead of time and all this. Guys, if you've been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, have you not gotten 17,000 emails and push notifications about different sales, promotions, way to saves, clickbait email subjects from Royal Caribbean telling you all about it? You don't have to watch my videos to know this, that Royal Caribbean's marketing machine is extremely effective in getting the word out there, even to first-time cruisers. I mean, the onboard price for a drink package, if you're buying the deluxe beverage package, is easily over $100 per person per day. But that same drink package on a bad sale, let's call it, would be $60, $70 a person per day if you purchased it before the cruise. And in a lot of cases, if you're smart about it, you can get it much cheaper than that, going down to maybe even the $50 range or less. But the bottom line is, you're going to save so much money by pre-booking it. And I never understand the rationale. I mean, I guess these people are the folks that didn't think they wanted it, got on board, and then had a little bit of FOMO and realized, you know what? I do need to get one. Okay, yeah, you're probably better off doing that than paying a la carte. But my goodness, I mean, a little bit of forethought is what was required. And I think they're absolutely crazy for not putting in just the minimal effort to figure that out ahead of time. I also think that you're crazy if you use online reviews as the basis for making or canceling a cruise reservation. I mean, there are a lot of reviews out there, and I love sharing my reviews on here, but you should always take them as entertainment value. Just here's what one person experienced, and that was what they did. Does not mean you will experience that as well, because cruises are a very subjective and personal thing. As an example, you could go on a cruise ship and just stay in your room the entire time, order room service, right? Unlikely you'll ever do that. But my point is that your experience would be fundamentally different than somebody else's experience who doesn't do that. And most people obviously vary it quite a bit. There are people that are party animals. There are people that read a book in the corner. There are people that mix and match. And, you know, even if you cruised a lot, then you probably know on some sailings, you're much more active and social. And other sailings, you kind of keep to yourself and, you know, spend more of your time maybe off the ship. The bottom line is online reviews are notorious for being written by people who let one little thing send them off on a tangent. More importantly, they aren't professional reviewers. They weigh things inappropriately, and they're also going to let little things make bigger problems and completely ignore everything that worked out well. And lastly, while we're on the topic of opinions and subjectivity, I will say, I think you're absolutely crazy if you think Royal Caribbean will ever build an adults-only cruise ship or anything like that. Whenever there's news about Royal Caribbean building a new cruise ship, inevitably there's always the comment or two from someone who says, I wish Royal Caribbean would build an adults only ship, or I wish Royal Caribbean would dedicate, a certain sailing to adults only, or something to that effect. And let me be frank about this. Royal Caribbean is and always will be a family cruise line. That's their bread and butter. To me, it's like asking McDonald's to serve up filet mignon, because there are people that eat McDonald's and filet mignon. Thus, they should be doing that market as well. Royal Caribbean won't do that. Maybe Celebrity, maybe Silver Sea, but Royal Caribbean will be a family cruise line forever. That is their bread and butter. That's what they serve. And that is who their market is. An adults only line is not where they're ever going to go, because that's not where the most money is. Not to say there isn't money, not to say there isn't demand for that sort of thing, but from a mass market perspective, that's not the direction they're going to go into. And that's why I think it's even crazy to even contemplate it, because it just has a 0% chance of ever happening. All right, let me know in the comments below. Am I crazy for thinking any of you are crazy for doing any of these things? Let me know down there below. While you're down below our video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. And we've got a video coming up here as to why I think you're crazy for not buying the key. I know some of you thought it was going to be in this video, but it wasn't. But here's the video of me talking about it anyway. Thanks for watching. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com.